And tonight it's a race of thoroughbreds. Two clubs that can go end to end in a flash. What is it that makes these teams?
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The Hornets coming to an Eastern Conference contest in this game. Well, the holidays always bring us some incredible NBA action. That's certainly what we have in store for us today. I'm Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. Our sideline reporter tonight is David Aldridge. Last time these two teams met, it was the New York Knicks picking up the loss in that outing against the Hornets.
And they'll want to show that they're a much better team than they demonstrated last time out against these guys. At the very least, avoid another blowout.
Well, so many of their problems stem from turnovers. They simply could not take care of the ball, and it cost them in that matchup.
Here's the starting group for the Charlotte Hornets. We've got the Beast, Lee out there with lights out. Then there's Big Dog, and it's B-Train in at the 4. Butler against Lee. Butler kicks to Frazier. Pass to Ewing. Outside Butler. Connects from three-point range. Butler's got 5 now. And a couple of big-time pivots going head-to-head tonight, Doris. Looking at the NBA right now, how has that center position evolved on both ends of the floor?
Well, it seems to me that increasingly, unless you're a shot maker from the perimeter, you can't find time on an NBA floor. So certainly they've become more perimeter-oriented. The ability to at least make a mid-range jump shot helps the spacing on the floor. And then obviously on the defensive end, Kevin, the more valuable you are is based on can you switch and pick and roll situations, guard a variety of positions, say 3, 4, 5, and if necessary, in an absolute pickle, can you stay with a guard if you've got to switch a pick and roll between a big and a small.
Now here's Joseph. Last time 45 points for him. Here's the screen. The pass to Wolf. 6 to shoot. Off the script. Whoa!
Here he comes, and there he goes.
Oh, look at him punish that rim. Frazier, the pass to Butler. Back to Frazier. And it's lights out with the foul. That's his first foul. Stolen away.
Moving the ball is certainly important, but forcing passes like that is simply bad basketball.
Lee gets the bucket.
Yeah, getting there is before the defense can set up.
Boy, just a step quicker than the defense, really. Catching them off guard and capitalizing well.
Porzingis kicks to Frazier. Pass to Houston. Right wing. Porzingis passes to Houston. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Well, you just look back on the history of the New York Knicks and what rich history and tradition they have as a franchise, the different eras, the different groups they've had, some of the more memorable teams in NBA history. Well, a little shaky from the line, and instead of putting them in front, he's only able to tie it up.
Frazier against Joseph. Passes it to Wolf. Shot clock at 6. And it's Lee penetrating, and that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession. And here we can now take a look at how the ratio was between the 3s and the 2s last season for New York.
And it was a versatile offense they featured. So many teams these days rely heavily on the three-point shot, but they kept it balanced. The triple was still a big part of what they did, but it wasn't the only thing they did.
And thinking back to great players and teams from the Knicks, of course, you can look at teams in any decade and find memorable players.
Well, listen, if you're talking about the 1970s, it's Willis Reed. You're talking about the 80s and 90s. You're talking about Bernard King, Patrick Ewing, Allen Houston, the great Pat Riley at the helm, and more recently you're talking about the likes of Carmelo Anthony. The Knicks have had some ballers in their history.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, and he was so quick to break on that one. A good sign that he read the play.
Now here's Lee after the miss from Walt Frazier. And here is Lee. He picked up 30 points in their last win against Miami. He used that pick just right.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Porzingis passes to Houston. Outside, Porzingis to stop the run. Fouled in the act of shooting. A three-point play chance coming up.
Boy, Kev, how about Porzingis? Shrugs off the hit. That work in the weight room paying off already. You gotta love the time he's put in to make himself a challenge.
Doris, when you watch Porzingis on the defensive end of the floor, it's just jaw-dropping. The ground he can cover and the way he challenges at the rim can change the way a team chooses to attack him.
Now, I agree, because he provides so much in terms of rim protection and weak side help. It's a huge boost to any defense. This guy can be one of the best shot blockers in the league. Does an incredible job switching with his length and speed.
Now here's Butler. 9 points last game. And so here's Charlotte. 9-point game. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I thought the opponent's defense just never showed up.
I mean, you have to question their effort, Greg. They did a great job at penetrating and kicking out. The defense simply wasn't up to the task.
For Charlotte, they had shot just one free throw earlier. 1 for 1 in the game. For so long, the Hornets have been one of the most disciplined teams, Greg, in the NBA.
Now, you look at how this team takes care of the ball, and from the first guy to the last, it says something about how much pride they take in that. Minimizing turnovers goes a long way in terms of winning games. It's been a part of the basketball culture with the Hornets for quite some time.
Joseph dishes to Lee. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Lee's got 11 points.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth physical basketball, guys.
Now here's Butler. 5 points in the game. Porzingis kicks to Ewing. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that. Here's Joseph. He's got 6. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Yes, Kevin, I caught up with Jason Kidd just a few minutes ago. I asked him about the challenge of playing against a team that's so smart and under control on offense, and he said they really do a terrific job of execution. No miscues or missteps. We need to be just as disciplined if we're going to get the upper hand. And since they're down 1-0 in the season series, they'll have to do that really well tonight.
Great job, David. So they know how dangerous this team can be if they get on a roll.
And that means contesting every single shot. It's going to take a lot of effort on D, but they can't give up those easy baskets.
I think it has to be a physical, aggressive brand of defense. And if that means giving them a few extra trips to the line, I think they can live with that.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
And New York making a change here. Miles is checked in. Now, here's Joseph. He's got 8, down to 5 on the shot clock.
And a blown opportunity after the two-man game creates a terrific look.
Well, he simply misfired. You've got to capitalize when the screen opens up wide-open shots like that.
Connects from three-point range.
He might not have the long-range ability of some other guys, but he will knock down open ones like that.
Here's Dio. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Out to the wing. To the wing right side. And Joseph kicks to Lee. Back to Joseph. That one goes in for him too, making it look easy. He's now 4 for 4.
Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
And it's early, but obviously you've got to like the dominance down low. They're simply bullying the other team right now.
They get it back.
Hey, why take that contested shot? I mean, make the extra pass.
So that's a head scratcher. When the defense is in your grill, move the ball.
And from the opening tip, they have been in complete control of this one.
Yeah, you know, it looks like they've wanted it more. Outstanding hustle and determination throughout.
Frazier, it's deflected. Now here's Lee. He's tightly guarded.
And when you build a big lead like this, especially early, you have to guard against the letdown.
No, exactly right. You can't afford to get complacent, right? They have to stay hungry and humble if they want to keep this lead.
Frazier kicks to Porzingis. Over Wilkes. Sinks it. And the shot from Porzingis. Porzingis has got 5 points so far.
No, it didn't matter. That was really spirited defense. But when you're 7 feet tall and have a high release point as Porzingis does, turn the lights out.
Here's Dio. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Joseph with the ball. The pass to Beachman. Moves off the pick and hammers it home.
Yeah, I mean, he's been orchestrating the whole game at a high level.
It's just so great to see ball movement like this, and he is excellent at getting his teammates involved.
New York calls timeout, coming off that loss against the Timberwolves.
And that can happen on the road. You can get a little bit tight, and often it really shows itself at the free throw line.
It certainly appeared that they let the crowd get to them a little bit. Looked like they were rushing their foul shots, and that can happen. You've got to lock in.
Divac is checked in for New York. Camby comes in for Porzingis. The Hornets also changing it up. Big Daddy's checked in for Big Dog. Big Cat comes in for B-Train. And it's Garcia in for the Beast. And Joseph slams it home.
And that's really the change in our game. It's the overall athletic ability. I love those point guards that can throw it down.
Well, you've talked about that. That's a dose of the modern NBA, Greg. That kind of aerial ability isn't limited now to just the front court anymore.
That's exactly right.
That's the point, guys. When your lead playmaker can get to the rim like that and convert, monster advantage.
Now, here's Joseph. After the miss from Marcus Camby. Now Joseph, 14 points for him. Lee outside. Divac grabs the board.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Here are the Hornets with the ball. They're on a 20-7 run. Knicks trailed by 19. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Well, we all have hobbies outside basketball, Doris. You've said that one of your passions is cooking, and I know this personally. I have to ask, what's your best dish? What's your specialty?
You know, that might be too many to name, but if I were to pick just one, I would probably have to say my chicken tetrazzini is my children's favorite. Boy, I can throw down in the kitchen, Kevin.
Learn that from Mom? You just picked it up on your own? How'd you learn to be such a good cook?
You know, my daughter and I, that was one thing that sort of really bonded us. We would watch a little cooking show on TV, head to the kitchen, and try to reproduce it. So Sarah and I did some work.
Love that stuff. Picked off in midair. Here's Garcia, and he makes good on the layup.
Continuing to push the action and build his lead.
You can tell. They've got their foot on the gas pedal right now. No slowing down. The defense starting to look helpless.
Frazier the pass to Divac. Here's Camby, 11 feet out, and he hits it.
Good possession there. Exactly the way they drew it up.
And here is Campbell, currently averaging almost 6 points a game, to the left side wing. Pass to Lyons. Now Campbell. Shot clock at 5. Brand dishes to Garcia, and the layup's good off the glass.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Knicks trail by 19. And Miles kicks to Frazier. Dishes it to Camby. Here's Houston. 11 points for him in that last game against the Timberwolves in Minneapolis. Great positioning on the putback. Camby's got his second bucket of the night.
You know, his positioning near the hoop, always to his advantage. Just a terrific job to tip that one back in. Not a fan of those kinds of passes.
Eight seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Frazier. Softly drops in the floater. Frazier's got 7 points in the game.
Boy, what touch. You know, a lot of guys don't have the kind of feel necessary to make the floater.
And so at Charlotte, their lead at 15 going into the break. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. We come back right after this.
These are your exceeding.
Welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter. As our second. Hornets leading by 15. So on the floor for Charlotte to start this second quarter. They've got Big Daddy. Prophet is out there with Big Cat. Then there's Campbell, and it's Lyons at the 2. Charlotte moving it around. Here's Garcia. That's in, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp.
I love this approach. Despite the lead, still attacking, adding fuel to the fire.
They are absolutely relentless right now, Greg. There's no end in sight. They are going for it.
And Miles kicks to Devos. Over Brand. Shot's good by Devos.
Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got the deep thinking jump shot, gave a little pump fake, and then off to the races.
Quarter number 2. We're about a minute in. Screen by Brand. Passes to Boyd. Campbell with it. They set the pick. Outside, Garcia. Just 5 on the clock. Feeds it to Brand. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. These players have excelled at setting up their teammates this month. The 2K leaderboard shows us the recent assist leaders. And you look at Joseph, an uncommonly gifted passer, leading the league in assists.
Really been in sync with his teammates over that period. I mean, his passing has been phenomenal.
Butler, he's checked in for the Knicks.
Yeah, it seems a little to me like the mystique of this building that the Knicks call home can be overwhelming at times, right? So many great games played here, perhaps the most iconic floor in all the NBA.
Now here is Brand. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Here's Campbell. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Campbell's got his first points of the night. And with this mecca of basketball, there certainly have been more than a few incredible moments that played out in front of these fans. Doris, growing up a Knicks fan as you have, what great moments stick out? in this terrific building.
Well, there's so many to choose from, whether it was Allen Houston's floater in the lane, Willis Reed coming out of the tunnel to play in Game 7, or, of course, Patrick Ewing leading the Knicks to the NBA Finals in 1994.
Out to Brand. Pass to Campbell. Right side Garcia. The shot, no good. Nice D from Campbell. Knicks trail by 14. Frazier outside. He dishes it to Camby. Good, and it's assist. 6 points for Camby.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Here's Big Daddy. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. So Charlotte calls timeout. They're first. Doris, you've watched the game of basketball develop over the years, but it seems like over the past 5 seasons, there's been a real shift in what is considered a good shot. Talk about that.
Well, there was a moment in last year's finals where Steph Curry is leading a transition opportunity where it's a 3-on-2, and normally you are taught, go get a layup. Well, Steph had Kevin Durant in front of him, and instead of passing to KD, he stops and shoots a pull-up 3. The three-pointer and playing with pace are the most extreme differences in this year's NBA.
The pull-up 3 really took a lot of focus, I thought, this past playoff season, didn't you?
Oh, I agree. And it's incredible the freedom that these guys have to go ahead and pull the trigger. Now, whether that's analytics-based, Kevin, or whether it's just the skill level changing of the players, that's an interesting question.
Mm-hmm. There's a good screen. Here's Garcia. And there's the pass to Lyons. That one off the back iron and out. Knicks trail by 12. Frazier with it. 10 points for him. It's deflected. Here's ABC. Cranes the three-pointer. ABC's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Well, he works to find the open space behind the arc, and it pays off with 3. Nice.
New York calls timeout.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
But, Greg, no resistance, right? They're allowing them to get any kind of shot they want close. That simply can't happen.
So, for the Knicks, Ewing comes in for Vlade Divac, and it's Porzingis in for Marcus Camby. The Beast, he's checked in for the Hornets. Butler passes to Collins. Frazier outside. The screen from Ewing. Frazier dishes to Collins. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. First trip to the line for him here. And the first one at the line is good. And so Collins nails both of them. And the Hornets with possession here. They'll host the Denver Nuggets after this one. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Campbell against Frazier. Pass to B-Train. Out to the right wing. Here's Wolf. Passes it to Campbell. And another 3 for Charlotte.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
And a fast break now for the Hornets. Here's the Beast. 20 points for him last game against Miami. Now Campbell to the wing right side. Here's Wolf. Oh, yes, he did. 5 up and 5 down for him so far.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
It's tipped. On the basket by Ewing. And here is Campbell. He has 5. And there's the pass to Wolf. And here is Campbell. Out to the right wing. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Wolf. It's hauled in by Ewing. Ewing's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Here's Butler. The kick out to Frazier. The dish to Collins. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
That's just superb interior defense, not allowing him a free run to the rim.
Here's the Beast. He's got 10. Outside, Garcia. Pass to Campbell. Charlotte moving the ball around. Here's Wolf, and 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And there's the call. New York with the foul. Charlotte shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. And he makes the 1st. And All-Star Week, a fan favorite certainly, Doris. We all love it as broadcasters, as fans. But are there any changes you'd like to make in any event or the weekend overall?
Well, I think one thing that would be fascinating to me is to see the best players, for instance, the Klay Thompsons, the Steph Currys, those people, the best shooters in the league, participate in that particular three-point contest. Think back to Larry Bird when he walked in the locker room and said, who's coming in second tonight? Like, those are great. We can't get enough of our stars. I'd like to see the stars have to participate in at least one event, Kev.
Good thoughts.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
Right, the effort could have been so much better. You've got to be willing to fight through that screen. There's no question about it.
Joseph against Frazier. Knocked loose, and it's the Knicks with the ball. He feeds it to Butler. Over Lee. Lee with the block. It's out of bounds. They are saying it was last touch by Lee. On defense, Charlotte. 16-point lead. Shot clock at 5. Outside, Porzingis does not find the mark. He's made 2 and missed 1 now. Charlotte has gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Joseph, the pass to B-Train. Now, here's Joseph. He's got 14. Porzingis with the block.
Porzingis so fast off the floor when he challenges a shot. Helps him get a lot of blocks like that one.
And the 3-ball is good. Frazier's got 8 points in the quarter.
And 2 more 3-point field goals for him here in the second quarter. Somebody had better get a hand up.
Here's Dio. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Charlotte calls timeout. Doors have talked about the evolution of the specialist, the pure 3-and-D guy, for example, who in that category are some of the best in Europe.
Well, I'm so happy that Klay Thompson has evolved from a guy who believed coming into the NBA that he would strictly be a 3-and-D guy to a much more versatile scorer. But in today's iteration, I would have to say Danny Green won a championship for the San Antonio Spurs, doing nothing but absorbing the biggest threat on the offensive end for the opponent and then being able to make huge threes at timely opportunities. Patrick Beverley, another guy grinding it out, increasingly making shots, and of course, tenacious on-ball defender.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
Knicks trail by 15. Frazier with it. Over Joseph. Shot by Frazier, no good. Now Joseph, 14 points for him. Lee outside. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Nice D from Porzingis. Joseph against Frazier. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Oh, he throws it down with such ease. That rim might as well be 8 feet off the ground.
And here is Joseph. Well, you know that he's going to find a way to get the ball in the basket no matter what D he's faced with. He averages about 31.5 points a game. Buries it from 3-point range.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
Well, there's no doubt this guy's on a hot streak right now. That's why he keeps getting the ball in this one. They're like, hey, we're going to feed the hot hand.
Back to Frazier. 6 to shoot. Right side, Porzingis. Good. Great play set up by Frazier. Frazier's got 3 assists in the game. 16. Here's Dio. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Fantastic anticipation. Then he shows major explosiveness converting at the other end.
13 feet away. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. 15 points for Black Hole.
Well, he's one of those guys who's kept their offense clicking. They're in front thanks in no small part to what this guy's done.
Butler kicks to Frazier. Back to Butler. And the basket for the 4th time from the field. He's a healthy 4 for 6.
Boy, that's high percentage range for Jimmy Butler. I'll tell you, he'll work you over in there.
There's 48 seconds left to play in the first half. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. The Hornets have been a perfect 8 of 8 at the line. And the first one drops. A different look for New York. Evans is checked in for Ewing. And it's Camby in for Porzingis. The Hornets also changing it up. Big Daddy comes in for Big Dog. And it's Big Cat in for B-Train. Divac, the pass to Houston. Now here's Divac. Defense right on him. That one good for 2.
That's a shot he shouldn't be afraid to take more often.
7-second difference. Shot and game clock. Lee outside. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And this is his 3rd trip to the line tonight.
In their last contest, guys, he was unconscious from the foul line.
Collins checked in for the Knicks. Knicks trail by 14. Here's Houston. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. Frazier outside. A floater, and the rejection by Brand. The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Hornets lead by 14. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the 3rd quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here. Got Shaq, got Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you back to the halftime show on 2K Sports. After the first 2 quarters of play, it's Charlotte in control. They lead by 14. Kenny, what did you see from them?
They have run their offense straight out of a coach's textbook tonight. Both ball and player movement have been excellent. And the result of all that movement, almost all high-quality shots they're generating. It's pretty to watch. Very good fundamental basketball.
Shaq, what did you think? And that will wrap up.
And as we return to New York, a panoramic vista of downtown Manhattan taken from the observation deck of the Empire. Hornets leading by 14. Ewing is out there with Porzingis. Then there's Jimmy Butler. Then there's Frazier. And it's Houston at the small forward. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. Here's Joseph. Knocked loose. Butler with the steal. Frazier with it. Picked up by Joseph. Frazier dishes to Ewing. Right side Porzingis. And the Knicks getting another bucket right there.
Well, becoming deadly from the mid-range, an area where Porzingis' height gives him an advantage because it's tough to contest.
Got a piece of it. Now here's Lee. Pass to Wolf. There's the pick. Here's B-Train. Passes it to Wolf. Here's There's B-Train, guarded by Porzingis. Here's Wilkes, puts it up. The pass to Big Dog. Kicks to Joseph. And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. Five on the clock. Tries again. And Ewing sends it back. And that'll be Charlotte as it goes out of bounds. Hornets retain possession. And a wide open look for Lee. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket. Frazier outside. Here's Butler. Not going to go that time. Now Charlotte takes it the other way. Earlier in the game, they had an 18-point lead.
And watching Jimmy Butler, he just offers so much on offense from a scoring standpoint. You know, obviously he can get to the rack and draw the defense to him. Also really improved his ability to knock it down from beyond. Just a complete offensive player.
He kicks it to Frazier. Pass to Houston. From about 16. Good, and it's Frazier who picks up the assist. Frazier's got assist number 5 here tonight. Joseph with the ball. 19 points in the game. Patrick Ewing comes up with the rebound. Ewing's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Frazier. And he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity.
Really like the energy I'm seeing from this offense. 3 for 4 to open the third.
The Knicks have put up good numbers at the charity stripe, converting 6 of 7.
Yeah, pretty good numbers on the season when you look at their free throw attempts, right around 78%.
Out to the right wing. Now Joseph. Shot clock at 5. There's the pick. The turnaround Jay. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Pass to Big Dog. Porzingis with the steal. And a fast break now for the Knicks. Here's Houston. And again, New York with the triple.
Boy, excellent start to the second half. They've missed just once in 5 attempts.
And here is Joseph. To the right side. Wolf passes to Joseph. Just 5 on the clock. Charlotte needs to get a shot. Lee. And there's a whistle that goes on B-Train. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
And gets physical on the boards and just really pays for it with the over-the-back call.
Boy, he wanted that rebound. Didn't matter who was in his way. Doesn't get it, though.
Here's Frazier. No good that time. Now Charlotte takes it the other way.
And battling hard on the glass, they hold the advantage here so far.
And Joseph kicks the lead. Joseph against Frazier. Basket good. And that's now 21 points for Joseph.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. Without question, lights out displaying his skills today.
And he just keeps hitting shot after shot. They need to design a way to deny him the basketball. Make someone else beat you.
Knicks trail by 11. Frazier kicks to Porzingis. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Now, for the last 2 decades, there have been a lot of big men coming from Europe who have been tagged as the next Dirk. A lot of lofty expectations to live up to. But Porzingis, Doris, Porzingis seems to be one who is answering that call.
Well, I think Porzingis certainly on his way to being as beloved as Dirk is, both here and back in Europe. And the reason you like the comparison, both are size and skill combined. And they have praised each other in the past. A little bit of a mutual admiration society.
Here's Houston. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of
space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Here's Joseph. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give them 2 chances at the free throw line here. And we take a look here at the shot chart for the Knicks.
And looking at this shot chart, you can't help but feel that this entire team has played passively on offense. That there has been little to nothing going on at the rim or in the paint for that matter. And when you don't attack the defense and put pressure on them down low, you are making life far too easy.
Some nice passing by New York here. Now here's Ewing. He's guarded closely. Right side Porzingis. And it's Lee penetrating. And Lee with the stuff.
And how about breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk?
A nice way to pad that lead a little more. You're right. Frazier against Joseph. Stolen by Joseph. Here's the Beast. 15 points in the game. Now, here's Butler. Stolen by Joseph. One-on-one fast break. And the dunk by Joseph. Well, the grimace of pain tells it all. He's hurt, and let's hope he's okay.
And boy, this really doesn't look good. That just the way it happened.
Boy, it's got to be so frustrating for him. As hard as he has worked, doing everything he can to help his team. Just heartbreaking, Greg.
Collins checked in for Butler. And so here is New York. Frazier with it. Picked up by Joseph. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Frazier's got 5 points now this quarter.
Oh, check out the handles. Their nasty spin move had his man grabbing for air.
Here's Dio. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Here's Joseph. They get a hand on it. It's stolen by Frazier. And here's the fast break. Here's Porzingis. And he comes up with the deuce.
Boy, you can't pin their struggles today on him. He's been on fire from the field.
There's a good screen. Joseph with the ball. He's got 25. On the wing, Lee fires from deep. It's rebounded by New York.
That's as good a look as he's going to get beyond the arc, but there are no sure things from that range, even for him.
Shot is good, and the Charlotte lead is cut to just 9 points on the basket from Houston. 70. Here's Dio. Charlotte calls timeout. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Evans is checked in for Ewing, and it's Camby in for Porzingis. 2 on the clock. Joseph. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand, and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Frazier kicks to Camby. That's tipped. And here we go. Lee heading to the hoop. And Lee with the stuff.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Well, that's how you attack in transition. Remarkable effort, getting as high percentage of look as you can really get.
Here's the double team with Joseph. Camby with it. He's picked up by Brand. Camby dishes the D-box. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And now you see the 2K leaderboard. Not only have these teams caused a lot of turnovers over the last 10 games, but they've scored off them as well. The Hornets number 1.
Just a terrific job over this stretch of forcing turnovers and capitalizing. They'd love to continue that trend.
And the Hornets making a change here. Garcia's checked in.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
Both shots good from the stripe. Knicks trail by 14, and it's time for an injury report. Let's find out the news on Jimmy Butler. Dave, what's the update?
Hi, guys. The head athletic trainer for New York gave us some information. After taking a look, he informed me that it doesn't look too bad. Of course, the schedule is getting extremely demanding at this time of the season. That injury is only going to make things worse. Evan?
All right, David, thanks for checking.
Oh, that's unbelievable.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
And he's been passive today, but maybe that's what he needs to get him going, because for them to be successful, he's got to be a little more selfish.
Joseph, the pass to Brand. Back to Joseph. Clock at 6. Nice D from Divac. New York's gone 5 of 8 from three-point land. 15 points and a deep ball for them tonight. Collins passes to Houston. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
I'll tell you, he's doing everything scoring-wise this period to try to keep them in it.
Here's Joseph from 6 away. Boy, the Knicks pull it in. Divac has got his third rebound on the night. Here's Frazier. Great D that time from Brand.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
No, exactly, Greg. Especially when the ball is that deep inside. You've got to respect how he altered that shot.
You know, he was a non-factor in that first half, but now he's making up for lost time.
On the wing lead. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Great shooting for him at the foul line tonight, 7 of 7. Campbell is checked in for Charlotte. And both free throws good for Lee.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
Knicks trail by 9. 1:58 left in the third. Shot by Collins, no good. Charlotte has gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half.
All right, a chance to check out the stats for Frazier. The last 10 games, he has been on a heck of a run. 3rd in steals, 4th in assists, and he sits in the top 15 in points per game. An absolute powerhouse offensively.
And it's his lightning quick hands that have put him in the top 3 in steals. Also his tremendous anticipation. He's constantly all over the basketball. New York's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. The feed now to Divac. Out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession. And the Eastern Conference has been fun to watch. A lot of focus as always this year. And as we hit the mid-season surge, let's check out the standings and how they're shaping up. Taking a look at Charlotte, they're looking extremely sharp right now, poised in the top spot and playing very well. And, of course, the Knicks just way behind.
And seeing where the Knicks are, hanging where they are, right in the middle of the standings, will not make things easy for them down the stretch.
Oh, that's for sure. I mean, this is where the pressure really starts to build. Any little slip-up between here and the end of the season, and they could find themselves sitting at home for the playoffs.
Houston. They get it back.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Ball's knocked loose. Here's Garcia. Takes a 3. Good on the three-point shot. And that's now 6 points for ABC.
You know, he hasn't taken as many shots tonight, but they're still ahead, and that means his teammates are delivering.
Here's Frazier. And that time, also a missed shot.
Boy, the defense gets into his head and alters his release when he really doesn't have to.
Allowing no space for the shooter to get comfortable. Just terrific defense.
Well, we call that crowding the shooter, right? You don't give up an inch. It's just perfect defense.
I tell you what a good thing that he showed up today, because without him, this thing would already be over.
Now Garcia. 6 points for him.
He's an athletic freak.
Wow.
Oh,
unreal.
When you get up that high, you need clearance from the control tower.
Yeah, I might not have believed it if I didn't just see it for myself.
And so it's the Charlotte Hornets, sitting with a comfortable lead up by 14. They kept the tempo quick and the defense on its heels, and it's gotten them up big. Back to the action after this word. And now a sneak peek into the huddle with Coach Jason Kidd.
We're not talking to each other. Offensively or defensively, let's talk.
And Coach Jason Kidd citing one of the things that can happen over the course of an evening, a break.
And the problem is, even in a league of superstars, this is ultimately a team game. You have to work together to succeed.
And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. And Charlotte, looking at who they've got. Campbell is out there with ABC. Then it's Big Cat. Then it's the Prophet. And it's Boyd in at the 5 down low. Rebound Camby. Knicks trail by 14. Here's Collins. Passes to Houston. Dishes it to Frazier. Feeds it to Divac. Breaks a big high bounce and goes in. Divac has got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Knicks. Just over a minute played here in the fourth. And here is Campbell. Kicks it out to Garcia.
Oh! Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark. Good on the shot, and with that, the Charlotte lead is cut down now to just 12 on the basket from Collins.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket?
Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. Campbell with it. To the middle, Boyd. Kicks it out to Garcia. And he goes in for the dunk.
And that is a great move off the baseline and a big-time play at the basket.
Agreed. Fantastic reverse dunk. Had to get up high for that one. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. No problem knocking that one down. Houston's got 15 points in just the second half.
Simply crushing it right now. So much more accurate in the second half than he was in the first.
Now here is Brand. Now Campbell. To the wing on the left. Back to Garcia. There's a good screen. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. And the Hornets lead by 13. Here's Houston. And the Knicks good for 2.
And how's that for a move? The killer crossover. It's a thing of beauty.
For Charlotte, they've gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the 4th. Outside, Garcia. And here is Campbell. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Garcia. 3-pointer. Off the mark for the 4th time this game. He is 7 for 11 now. Fires for 3. Here's T-Box. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
And he can't get the first one. Patrick Ewing's checked in for the Knicks. Porzingis comes in for Marcus Camby. Big Dog, he's checked in for Charlotte. P-Train comes in for Big Cat. Charlotte calls timeout. And New York making a change here. Starks is checked in. The Beast, he's checked in for Charlotte. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Steve Clifford had to say to his team. He told them the lead we've got is good, but we can be better. Take it to him. Stay on the accelerator. Looks like he wants them to keep pushing it, guys.
Thank you, David. Frazier kicks to Porzingis. Good, and it's Frazier who picks up the assist. Porzingis has got it back down to a single-digit deficit for New York. Here's Dio. Campbell with it. They set the screen. Garcia against Starks. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a 3-point play. It's on Porzingis.
And when the score is as lopsided as it is, and you can see they smell blood in the water, my man is going for the jugular.
Exum, he's checked in for Starks. And a switcher also for Charlotte. Joseph's checked in. The screen from Ewing. Here's Porzingis. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
When things come together for Porzingis, he can be too much to handle for any defender.
Here's Dio. Now, here's Joseph. To the wing right side. The pass to Big Dog. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
Well, what he lacks in size for a typical center, he makes up for with all that athleticism. Boy, can he elevate.
Back to Porzingis. Good for the basket, number 9. He's only missed 2 shots from the floor all night.
Oh, nice play. His presence felt on the interior.
Here's Joseph. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Joseph's got 13 points in the second half.
I tell you what, his accuracy has been the story of this game.
No doubt. I mean, he's doing his best to guide his team to victory. A superb job shooting the ball in this final period.
And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a 3-point play. Going to the line for 1.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
C.J. Miles, he's checked in for the Knicks. And a switch here also for Charlotte. Lee's checked in for Big Dog. Joseph against Frazier. Down low. The dish to Lee. Here's Garcia. 5 to shoot. Here's Wolf. A 3-pointer, no good.
Rare, you'll see him miss.
Serious dunk to finish it off.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover
trades to the big stuff.
Once he came upright with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Fantastic anticipation. Then he shows major explosiveness converting at the other end.
Joseph against Frazier. There's the steal. Here's Houston. It's to Porzingis. Now Ewing. Over Wilkes. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in.
And guys on defense gasping for air at this point.
Gasping for air and giving limited effort on the defensive end. Right now it's all about the offense. Boy, the shooting has been off the charts.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. Here's Frazier. Swiped away. And oh, here we go. Joseph's got it. The fast break chance. Wolf passes the lead. That one good for two. And now a 12-point Hornets lead.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Flint.
And to me, that's all about the body control, right, Greg? I mean, he does such a stellar job sizing up his man and drains it despite having the size on him. Boy, you have got to love the dime, the pass on time and on target.
And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. That one on Frazier. First one falls for him. Marcus Camby, he's checked in for C.J. Miles. And Joseph drops them both. Here is Frazier. "17-foot shot on the way. Count the basket. 23 points for Porzingis.
Wow, and how huge has he been today? Really just giving his team a nice lift.
They'd be in a much deeper hole without his contributions, no doubt about it.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game. Lights out.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working. And no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
Well, to come in here facing a hostile crowd and have a game like he's had, that's what separates the good players from the great players. They set the screen. Here's Wolf. Oh!
My goodness.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
Really poor pass there, guys. And the D did a great job capitalizing off the mistake.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. It's on Patrick Ewing. No good on the free throw. And he sinks the second.
And he's been to the line much more here than he was in that first half. He's not playing nearly as tentatively as he was earlier.
Frazier against Joseph. Yep, that one goes in there. Frazier's got 26 points.
I'll tell you, the floater is a shot that takes great touch, but that one looks pretty leaving his fingertips.
New York calls timeout.
Yeah, you can sense he wasn't happy with how things are going here. Probably looking to change it up a bit.
Yeah, no, not at all. It's a good call, Greg. They need a fresh, new approach here.
Knicks trail by 11. New York moving the ball around. Porzingis kicks to Camby. He dishes it to Ewing. Camby the screen. Off the pick. And the Knicks getting another bucket right there. Charlotte's getting off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Ewing comes to help. Here's Wilkes. Will not go. This is off the front eye. Joseph against Frazier. Pass to Houston. A three. Hornets with the rebound. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. Here's Lee. Ewing comes to help. here is New York. New York, they're working against the clock now. Frazier kicks to Porzingis. To the inside. It's deflected, and he's able to get it back.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted it. Big dog is jacked in for Garcia. He's able to hit the second one, and that brings them within 8.
They can't really afford to leave points at the line right now. He would have loved to cash in on each of those free throws and trim the lead even more.
Back to lead. .135 left to play here in the fourth. Joseph dishes to lead. Charlotte again missing.
Boy, that's just the kind of tight defense you need to play on him. Any kind of room at all, and he'll bury it.
And he gets it to go.
I'll tell you, when he gets in that deep, there simply has to be some help defensively. The size mismatch is just too great there.
1:11 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Here's Joseph, and the dunk by Joseph.
It's hard to believe that he's a point guard. I mean, he can power those dunks down as well as any big man in the league.
If not better. He's a phenomenal finisher.
And obviously makes him very difficult to defend because he can fly right over you.
There's 48 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Just 5 to shoot. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. And now it's a 10-point Charlotte lead. Kicks to Frazier. Stolen by Joseph. And a fast break now for the Hornets. Shoots over Frazier. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him.
Well, it's not looking good at this point.
You know, it just doesn't seem like they have enough time to get back into this one. And it has to be disappointing.
And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss.
So the fourth pick of the 2015 draft class, who some said was picked too high, Porzingis. Good job silencing the critics.
And so the Hornets can now just hold on to the ball. Joseph. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And the foul goes against New York. First free throw is good, and that will push the lead to double digits. And Joseph drops them both.
That ought to do it. I think any chance for a miracle comeback just went out the window with those freebies.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. They're down by 11. 17 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Guys, what's your take?
And just trying to salvage anything at this point, even if it's just some momentum heading into the next one.
No, I think you're exactly right, Greg. You've got to take any positive you can get. You'd like to see them come together and build something, even if it's in a loss.
And the dunk by Joseph.
And on the road, silencing the crowd. What a dominant performance.
Well, they took control of this game from the outset, a commanding all-around performance and an important road win.
So no problem for Charlotte as they get the win. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that